The textbook of Japan's otaku culture. Preface. The term Japan's otaku culture in this book refers to Japan's manga, anime, games, and their peripheral fields. This book was written with the hope of creating a textbook that would allow students to learn about the history and current state of Japan's otaku culture from the very beginning. In today's Japan, everyone lives under the influence of Japan's otaku culture to a greater or lesser extent. Even if you have little interest in Japan's otaku culture, this book covers everything you need to know as a general education if you want to live in modern Japan. If the people you associate with bring up the topic of Japan's otaku culture, you should be able to keep up with their conversations if you have the level of knowledge described in this book. On the other hand, if you are fan of Japan's otaku culture and have been exposed to the various content of Japan's otaku culture, you may find the content of this book a bit shallow. However, the nature of Japan's otaku culture differs greatly from period to period. For this reason, what is common knowledge to one generation of otaku is often considered insane by another. This is not limited to Japan's otaku culture, but I believe that a good percentage of the trouble that occurs in the world is due to the difference in common sense between generations, or in other words, the generation gap. In this book, we have divided the history of Japan's otaku culture into 6 periods and explained the state of Japan's otaku culture during each other these periods in a way that can be understood by those who did not spend time as otaku during that period. I was particularly interested in the differences in technology over time. For example, the widespread use of smartphones has changed every aspect of our lives. Japan's otaku culture is no exception. I hope that the otaku who read this book will not simply criticize all other otaku based on the common sense of their own generation, but will also consider the situation of other generations when dealing with Japan's otaku culture. Japan's otaku culture used to be one of the subcultures of Japan, but now it has become one of the main cultures. We may no longer be living in an age where the term otaku is used to describe people. That is why I believe it is worthwhile to look back at this culture that has been nurtured over the years.